I'm very passionate about this. There is a theory that inside of the Earth, it is hollow. And you want to know why people are believing this? Because essentially, they say that the Earth is too hot and too hard to go to the center of it. So technically, nobody has been there. And then they say that the entry points are in the North and South Pole.
What?
My name's Evan. This is my co-host, Cole.
What's popping off?
I feel like I could be a Disney prince.
Cole just solved global warming right now.
Juice WRLD recently released a song, and he actually has passed away. I think Taylor Swift's overrated.
The #1 podcast on Mars. Welcome to Run the Culture podcast where we discuss cultural influences. My name is Evan, and that was perfect timing on that.
It was perfect. See, we let Josiah come on the podcast, and he starts touching
I was going to introduce our guest.
I just escalated that quickly.
He said, let me just take this
Before
over.
he introduced the desk and skips me, I am Evan's co-host.
Thanks,
we
Rick.
run the culture together, taking us to Mars.
If you don't
one
end your
podcast
dap
at a
with a nice firm handshake, it
didn't even happen. One thing that I am confused about is why do guys not feel comfortable just hugging straight up? They have to like do a clap.
That's something
hug.
I would love to know as well. I
don't
just don't
understand
understand.
Hey, next time I
show
hug
the
you,
love, you know, have the intimacy.
Hey, next time I hug you, I'm going both arms underneath yours.
Hands in the
I want
pocket.
you to
hug my
I'm gonna go
neck,
above
dog.
you, Cole. You put your hands on my waist.
I want you to pick me up off the ground, dude.
And I want a back rub too.
Low-key
I love
though,
it.
those are the best. Those are the best hugs. You can actually back rub. Nothing. I saw.
If I ever get a back rub by a dude, I'm just like, I'm bailing.
Maybe you should just set up some like safety parameters, like just certain dudes.
Right. I need to give consent.
I
Yeah,
did
not
see a
just
stat
everybody.
one time. I think it's like you're supposed to get like 7 hugs a day.
Yeah.
Wait, real quick, Dunstan, can you
Ooh,
fact check that real
hey,
quick?
Dunstan, fact check that.
I think it's about, you're supposed to get like 7.5 hugs.
How do you
every
give
day.
a half a hug?
Hey,
I don't
did you
know.
know, speaking of that, our campus pastor, Terry Bruce, told me this. Uptown campus, shout
Shout out, Uptown.
out. That if you don't hug for more than 10 seconds, it doesn't count. It doesn't release the chemicals.
I'm gonna have to
Serotonin.
disagree. I'm gonna have to
That's
disagree.
a long
though.
hug.
Dang, Mary's so
Because
smart.
that's a
She's naming
very
chemicals
long
in the
hug.
brain.
Yeah, real quick.
Wait, do we need
Probably
to introduce?
ourselves.
We need to introduce
Mary, who are you?
I'm here. I don't. What am I supposed to say about myself? I work for the church. I'm
what
on
do
the
you do?
programming team.
Okay.
I work with content. So
Wait,
I
you're like a programmer?
yeah, like computers and stuff.
Oh,
Like
dang.
basically a
Watch out.
hacker.
How did you
She
get into
knows
that?
chemicals,
No, I'm
and, chemicals in the brain, and she programs.
I work with content, and so I mostly like write scripts and help like develop concepts for videos and live pre-experience elements and stuff like
Very
that.
creative.
Yeah.
She's amazing. And
Thanks.
then, well, I don't think anybody really cares who this guy is.
He was so excited to touch the soundboard. That was a cricket
It's
moment.
your boy,
Wood.
AJ.
Our quote-unquote creative director.
Well,
Dang, the
The creative
disrespect.
yeah, cool. All right,
This dude gets
I'm literally
shaded every moment
I'm gonna
of every day.
mute Cole the entire podcast right at
Dang,
this mug.
he is running
And
the
then when
soundboard.
they
Wait, did we get a fact check on how long you need to hug for? Dunstan?
still
okay,
waiting.
it's loading.
Maybe the
Bad
Wi-Fi is
line.
not good here.
Well, we came with the
Dunstan
idea of
number
fact
2, what you
checker.
got? Okay, he's
Okay,
he
on
fell
that
asleep
note-
in the corner. He said, "I'm supposed to be fact checking too."
He said,
They could not find
I
that.
was on Facebook.
Okay, just to start off the discussion, Mary, what do you think about aliens?
Okay, I have a respect. My feelings.
Josiah
My
is
feelings
low-key on
about
it. You're gonna have to stay on
aliens
the
and my
podcast.
feelings about ghosts
out,
are
Cole,
pretty
here I
much
come.
the same.
Okay.
Which is that it definitely feels like there's probably something going on, and so
Yeah.
I have a respect for it, but also a fear of it, and I don't look into it at all.
What were
Like,
the things they
if
found
they're
in Utah?
real, I
So
kind of
you
don't want to know.
respect it by ignoring it.
Well, I'm like, I'll acknowledge it.
So
What do you think
That's a
about the
big
phrase
problem.
"ignorance is bliss"?
I think it is true and should only apply to certain things.
I agree.
Like, there are some things that it is a personal responsibility to break your ignorance to, but things like aliens, can't do anything about them existing.
That's usually how I do with
That's
taxes.
true.
It's only going to freak me
But
out.
I feel like it would be nice to know if there are other things, because then it opens up the question, are there other Bibles on other planets?
That's a good point.
I just want to
Oh.
know, do they know about us? What if, like, when we're speaking in tongues,
They understand us.
they're speaking, like, they're...
Wait, we're
what if
speaking
when
in
they
alien
speak in tongues,
language?
they speak in English?
Low
Whoa.
key.
Like, what in the...
Well, tongues is the language of God, though.
so what if,
would it
like,
be-
if aliens are Christians
Dang,
and they
break
speak
that
in
down
tongues
to
and
some-
we
I
speak in
think you're
tongues,
just
we all speak
describing
in the same
heaven,
tongues?
actually.
Yeah.
Wait a
When
second.
we get
Are
into
they
heaven, are we...
angelic beings?
When we get into heaven, will there be aliens? Like, is there an alien?
Yeah,
heaven
there's
and a human
nothing
heaven?
in the Bible that doesn't say that we're not just one of God's many experiments.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's
That's
But
true.
just
the
It
thing
is
our-
open.
is
it's our
I think it would
timeline.
just freak me out, because then I would start worrying about, like, what do they think of us? They're probably smarter than us. They've probably been around longer
Do you
than
think
us.
that our government has alien spacecrafts in hand and is trying to learn
wrong
their
one,
technology.
Sorry. There you go.
Well, that one kind of
I know for a fact.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Even if they did have the spacecrafts, I don't necessarily feel like humans are probably the smartest of all of the species. So I
heard the government released like 7,000 documents.
Did you know that
this.
dolphins may actually be more emotionally intelligent than humans?
Dolphins are the most emotionally intelligent animal, like out of all animals.
Isn't dogs next?
No, I think it's
I think it goes.
I
think
pigs are smarter than dogs.
Happy. They're not emotional.
I have an
like I said,
dog.
ignorance is bliss.
Back to our
wait. Speaking of aircrafts, though,
okay.
Me and Cole talked about this the other day. Cole, you want to kind of talk about this hollow Earth theory?
There is I'm very passionate about this. There is a theory that inside of the Earth it is hollow, and you want to know why people are believing this because essentially they say that the Earth is too hot and too hard to go to the center of it. So technically, nobody has been there. And then they say that the entry points are in the North and South Pole.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, because you actually can't go
walking around. You can't walk around there without. You have to go on a tour.
Is that not because it is freezing cold and it is a
you wear
frozen
2 jackets?
Desert.
Right.
But proceeding.
Wait.
Wait.
That means you can't freeze to
Cole just solved global warming right now.
He said,
get your North Face 800 puff jacket on. Get 2 of them and you're good to go.
Get a champion hoodie and a Nautica puffer jacket and you are straight. But no, how do you explain this? The giant skeletons of humans being found around the world.
And there's giant caves.
Okay, I'm going to need Dunstan to look this up because I did do some research on these giants.
Yeah.
A lot of them very well could have been dinosaur bones that
But it's a human skull.
There's faces.
It's a human skull.
Feet.
Okay,
right.
but no. I'm talking about
Dinosaurs
some of the older accounts, like in the Mesopotamian writings and the
for sure. But if you look at any old Egyptian hieroglyphic or Mesopotamia or even
there are bigger people.
There are always these giant
figures.
But
how giant though?
Oh, like you're sitting on their lap, big dog. It's
like
no,
and plus,
it's like you're a child sitting on Santa's lap.
Yeah, but the
in the Bible,
I did see one thing though. But speaking of aliens, it is rumored that these giant beings are more gifted than us and drive around in flying saucers
in the center of the earth. And like
they're in the center of the earth.
Okay, can I get a fact check?
We are getting this is okay. Here we go.
But also,
wait, hang on. Dunstan got fact check.
Hold on, Dunstan.
If you're confused as to who Dunstan is, there are fact check boys. It's an old hoax. I don't believe it.
That's what I thought. I even looked it up. But
there's a giant footstep.
No, listen. Even for a giraffe to be that tall, the thickness of their skin on their legs and the tightness wouldn't even support a human to keep all the blood.
What do giraffes have to do with
how
this?
All right,
because they're tall.
Evan.
So for
what about
a human
Goliath?
to be that tall, their bones would also have to be denser.
Okay.
And their skin would have to be tighter. Their legs would have to be stacked different.
I was listening to another podcast the other day talking about how they're able to find skeletons and like the sheer it's like a 1% that you'll be able to find like an old the older skeletons like that is like for them to last that long due to like hyenas because most of them are always found in Africa or Malaysia or like the Asian countries. And with the animals there, so you have like hyenas that literally eat on bones, and then all these are like weasels and mice and bugs that will just tear apart any bone structure.
This is going so Lion King.
The odds of you being able to find like an old skeleton is very, very low.
The freaking hyenas killed the giants. That is our conclusion.
Did you guys see the TikTok the other day talking about what happened to Mufasa's body? Talking about Lion King.
You know that's not a real.
Yeah, what in the?
Oh no, this is real, guys. This is real. Okay,
hold on. You piqued my interest.
I think someone just found a lion.
Go back.
I mean, I'm sure it possibly could happen, but there's not a lion named Mufasa in
guys,
Africa.
you're not even listening. Okay, there's a TikTok theory. All right. Is that
this dude just walked? For those of you watching, this dude just walked by, peeked in, and
there's holes in the door,
theory
so he peeps through one of the holes.
What happened to Mufasa's body after he died in the movie? Okay, this is all in movie, so none of this is actually it's all fictional.
Okay.
Because hyenas don't eat bones or don't eat lions, neither do antelope.
What?
But you know who eats
that whole
lions?
movie is
you know
a lie.
who eat lions?
Lions.
Lions do. And at one part in the movie, Scar is chowing down on a lion skull.
No.
And I went back and looked at what a lion skull looked like, and it looks just like that. So I really think that Scar ate his brother.
Honestly,
I mean, he killed him, so I wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't put it past Disney to be that like in depth with their.
That's extremely
But like
dark.
like the hidden. Like even, do you think that all the Pixar movies are in the same universe?
They are.
I don't know.
It's undisputable
TikTok
because
on
there's
that.
Easter eggs in every single one.
I think it's all the same.
And they
universe.
usually will announce their next movie with an Easter egg.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But
That's
since we're like
crazy.
talking about like make believe aliens and stuff, one thing that I really am starting to believe.
They're not make believe, dude.
Dude,
I'm talking about
I
make
need you to
believe.
get some awareness right now, okay?
Yeah, I
Okay,
need you to-
aliens are real, but is Bigfoot?
Okay.
Man.
I really think. Okay.
We're back
This
to
is-
the Giants.
Oh,
comment.
man.
I really
We would have found it by now.
No,
No,
that's
I don't
what
think
you
we
think.
would've. The
And-
world is huge.
Like we're
I'm
finding.
not saying
Oh,
Bigfoot's
wait,
real,
yeah,
but
no.
again, I just
Yeah.
say
World-
probably.
You know how much they have?
We
We
got
know more
satellites.
about space than we do know
about the
our
ocean,
own
everybody
ocean.
knows that. But
Yeah,
one
we're
thing
not
that
talking
I'm
about the
saying
ocean,
is
though.
we find we find a
I agree with
so-called
that.
extinct species every year. So
Yeah,
the
like
world
a
is fine-
fish.
No, like
Yeah, like a little tree frog.
Okay.
Like a little
They're
variation
sometimes
of it.
big. They're
Or
sometimes big.
sometimes
animals.
sometimes
Name a big
big.
one, Dunson.
Bigfoot.
I'm just saying there has been sightings of Bigfoots. Now I'm not saying
Dude,
that it couldn't.
I could say I saw a freaking Bigfoot, and it's probably just a tree in a shadow.
Did you guys ever watch that
Trees don't
extremely
move.
Goofy movie?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you could
Notoriously,
be
they are
walking
still-
through
No,
the woods.
I really think there are many beings,
Yeah.
right, that are not of this world, but walk this planet. In the Bible, I don't know the exact verse. I need
Are you
Dunstan.
making
I need
Bigfoot
Dunstan.
really spiritual?
I need
because
Dunstan
I
to-
definitely don't think he's like an angel.
I need Dunstan to fact check this on this, but I really think that Bigfoot is a walking demon that
What?
does not live on this planet,
Okay.
What?
but can
I-
come
Dude,
to this
Josiah, what is wrong with you?
atmosphere.
That's
I don't-
really unlikely.
I don't.
well-
I honestly, I back you up. I don't think that's outside
I
the
think
realm of
spiritual
possibilities.
warfare is such a real thing on a daily.
Give us an
daily
example,
thing.
because you said
In the
something
Bible,
prior
it
to the
says that you will
podcast.
fight
right?
spiritual warfare on a daily
Absolutely.
basis.
You think
Yeah.
that's Bigfoot though?
There's been multiple times where Satan has let demons like walk this planet. He talks about it in Job. Talks about it in other like the.
So you think Bigfoot is one of them? That's
no,
why.
what was the man in the cave that Jesus freed of demons? You know what I'm saying? And he okay.
Look, we
Jesus-
need a
he
more.
was a
We need
crazy
a more
man.
Yeah,
biblically
Legion.
literal.
And he
oh,
went, he
Wait,
went
Dunstan,
and possessed a
the
bunch of
pigs.
pigs after.
Yeah.
You don't think these things
That's
are
true.
walking around?
Okay, I'm not disputing that they're
Bigfoot could
walking
be a
around.
6'6" Yao Ming looking dude and just has a lot of hair on him.
What you were saying prior to the podcast, I want to hear more about that because you say we're in spiritual warfare every day.
Oh, I
and
really
you said a
think,
statement about serial killers
Yes,
that really
yes.
was intriguing to me.
I
that I don't
really
agree with.
think that like even down to like the depression can be a spiritual stronghold in your life that literally can take root in your life through traumatic situations or whatever it may be. But I really think when you even look at like serial killers,
Yeah.
their behavioral patterns, right, are not like normal.
Okay.
I really think I don't know the stats to prove this, but I read a book one time. It's non-fictional. It's by Frank Peretti. It's called Piercing Darkness.
Okay.
It is nonfiction or it is fiction.
It's fiction. It's
You know,
fiction,
I always
sorry.
get those
Okay.
mixed.
I really
Fiction
do
is-
too.
fiction-
Fiction's fake.
Well, I just want to
Fiction is
clarify.
fake.
Fiction's
So
fake.
it is.
Fiction's
It is
fake.
fake.
It's not
Not
true,
fake.
but
So it is fiction.
he's a
okay.
very
It's
So it's
big
fake, it's fake.
Christian. He's not a pastor, but he's very into Christian beliefs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrote a book about not real life situations, but took a lot of real life situations into this book, and it's all about spiritual warfare. And since reading that book, I really think that there's a ton of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we don't even notice.
Yeah.
That in the sphere, or what's it the word I'm looking for,
World.
in between this world and the next, there's a bunch of spiritual warfare going on every day, and they can take strongholds in your life, i.e., serial killers. I really think the
Wait.
craziest people, like
Let me
there
make
are people
sure I
that
understand
can be
though.
cannibalism, or what is it called?
Cannibals.
Yeah, cannibals. That is not a normal thing. There has to be some type of spiritual stronghold in your life.
So you think
In my
in
personal
order
belief.
Yeah.
to be a serial killer or a cannibal, there has to be some type of spiritual intervention.
I think when
Well,
people
when
think
you say stronghold, who's to say that stronghold isn't trauma?
Mhm.
Exactly.
That then evil forces or
and I think people think like,
demons
oh, it's
could
like, oh,
could take advantage of.
I think when people think demon strongholds or spiritual strongholds or spiritual warfare, they think of some of the books in the Bible where he
Yeah.
released the legion. It's like these big like crazy. I think it's very minor and micro possessions, and it's not like this big, but it's like it comes in the form of depression, or it comes in the form of like trying to kill someone that like doesn't even make sense. Because if like I would just watch a
Micro.
series, I just called a
Micro.
series
Micro.
watched The Ripper, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this guy was crazy and like was able to like go on with normal life and almost had like I think they had like a bipolar disorder. And I listen to, like, when people have like these extreme bipolar disorders, it's literally like another person trying to take over their body, and it's each other fighting back. Again,
I don't think
my
that's
personal
true.
beliefs, but I really
think
see, this is where I feel
things that you said are both fiction that you have applied now to real life.
I've heard multiple things.
Well, what's your take on it? You think that the physical realm and the spiritual realm are two completely
I think
separate?
the spiritual realm is absolutely real.
Or
I think saying, what do you mean?
Like, where does the physical realm interact with the spiritual realm?
Persecution within the spiritual realm is definitely possible. I think that reducing any sort of mental illness or psychopathic tendencies to spiritual warfare is not correct.
I agree with you if you're saying that, we just need to pray it out. You've got depression because of a demonic influence. I agree with that, but could there not be an aspect of demonic oppression in that? But the solution may not be just pray it out. Absolutely. It may be, hey, you actually need to talk out what your feelings are.
Well, I don't think it's praying it. I don't think it's praying it out.
I feel like that's a dated.
But I feel like if someone is going through depression, you're like, oh, yeah, you got some demonic influence.
Yeah, it's not like the movie. It's like the power of Christ compels you, and you put a cross on it, it's going to come out magically.
Yeah,
I think it's like this. It's almost like becomes a part of your DNA. And it's like literally inside you of like this stronghold through whatever trauma you've gone through as a child.
Yeah. Or inherited trauma.
From your father's sins.
Dang.
I think it's more along those lines. And I don't think it's like you like pray it out. I think it is like it's a lot stronger than that, and something that you like go through counseling and go through what's it called? What's the guy doing when he comes back from the army? It's like PTSD.
Yeah.
Like something like that. I think are what you need to do. It's not like I don't think it's like the movie.
I listened to the most fascinating podcast on PTSD, and this holistic doctor was talking about how he believes it is 100% hormone related, and he believes in completely supplementing all of your hormones through high doses of different vitamins and fish oils and dietary stuff. But he has worked with PTSD patients and been able to rebalance the chemicals in their brain, and they've completely lost the hold that the anxiety had on them.
That also may be a placebo, though, because my grandfather has PTSD because he was in Vietnam, and he takes fish oil and vitamins every day, and he still has PTSD.
That's not what I'm saying, though.
What are you saying?
I'm saying having a spoonful of fish oil is not what I'm talking about.
They're a pill.
That's
not the point I'm trying to make.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying this guy has researched how much fish oil, and it's not even fish oil, it's all these different supplements.
Omega Bs.
Yeah. So you're saying if you take a certain amount of supplements, it'll be able to...
I think he's saying everyone is different, but it's a hormonal imbalance.
Yes, the point I'm trying to make is the severity of anxiety and PTSD could be related to how much of a chemical you have in your brain.
It is related to that, yes.
Yeah.
The debatable thing is whether vitamins can help.
Yeah. And this guy's had hundreds of cases to support, which I'll give y'all the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if it's true or not, if I believe it. But it is an interesting thing.
Well, getting back to what you were saying, it makes sense that it's just like trauma that's undealt with over time can change part of like your genetics because it changes the way that you think, the way that you process information, and that is what you're passing on.
Elevation to talk
about that?
Dr.
Caroline.
Yes, she talked about
that is what she talked about. The brain trees
would shift and change based on like who was living there.
Yeah, the way that you like process information shifts based on the way that your brain is set up, and so that does make sense. The way that things are passed down, and to put more of a bow on what I think you both are saying, we are saying that it is possible that the spiritual realm interferes with your mental health, but that just spiritual means alone, like you're not going to pray away your depression, and it doesn't mean you have a demon inside you if you are feeling
Mary
it.
Kay, I have a question.
Yes.
Because since we're on the topic of like mental health and stuff, I've been listening to a lot of music lately, and it's not that I don't enjoy the music, but I feel like there's like a trend of depressing music coming out.
Yeah, what's that new song that's
Driver's License?
Yeah. I heard it on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I went and listened to it.
It is shattering records. Like 76 million streams in the first week. It debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 1. Like it is, people are going insane.
Who's
over
the artist?
Song.
It's
Olivia
this girl. She's 17.
Rodrigo. Yeah,
Olivia.
she's in High School Musical, the musical.
You should. Yeah, she is.
like is one of the main characters in that
Disney Plus TV series.
Yeah. It's kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. I watched it.
Dog, you said go watch Cobra Kai. All your like, it all went out the window. You said you guys should go watch Cobra Kai.
But I don't understand. Like, why is there? I don't know if this is the right term to say, but like, why is that a trend coming?
So there's some. I think
I just want to feel again.
It's a bit of actually that's part of it, I think. But there's a like a perfect storm of things in that she's like moderately popular within her demographic. People know who she is.
Yeah.
The song got big on TikTok first, so when it released anywhere else, it was automatically going to get a bump in streams. It also has like a bit of like tea associated with it because she was like romantically involved with the other person, with the guy who was in High School Musical, the musical, and then he sort of ditched her for this other girl, which is the blonde girl she's referring to in the song.
She is singing directly about some dude.
But
it's kind of a good song.
It is kind of good.
Imagine being that guy.
Oh,
and that comes up.
Well, he
wrote a song back?
Yeah, well, he wrote a song first, and then because one of her lyrics is like, "I guess you didn't mean what you said."
What you said in that song.
Yeah, that is like what it's all about. And so, I was listening to it, and I was like, "Why is this song so huge?" And I think it's a couple things. One, I think that it is relatable beyond her demographic. Like, I can listen to that song at 28 years old and remember the way that it felt to have one of those like almost relationships, which is like kind of putting you like on the edge of heartbreak, getting to like associate it and feel something without necessarily bringing back this like super traumatic memory. So I think that it relates to her demographic as well as like 20s, because I have a lot of friends that are like on repeat with that song. It's like the same effect that Taylor Swift's music has.
Yeah. I think Taylor Swift's overrated, I'm not gonna lie.
I think she is.
Go off, Cole. Go off.
I absolutely
I have not listened to Taylor Swift ever since Kanye was like, I got up on stage and interrupted her. That's how long.
Wait, how old were you, Cole, when that happened?
Yeah, he was about
like
4.5.
And you saw it on TV and you were like, no, I'm dead. She's dead to me.
Last song I heard from Taylor Swift was 22.
What was that one song?
Okay, 22 is a great song.
Wait, what's the song?
What's the song
where
anyone that disagrees?
She's in her house and her boyfriend's in the neighbor house and they talk back to each other?
Romeo and Juliet.
That song still slaps. That's the one song that slaps.
I don't think that's what it's called.
So, anyways.
Yeah.
But I think that her music
love story.
Love story. That's what
it's a love story.
Yeah.
But you think her musical is relatable to many different demographics?
Yeah, because it's like generic, but it
question.
pushes some like nostalgic like feel buttons.
So do you think this is going to be maybe a controversial question, but do you think artists are capitalizing on the many youth that are struggling with depression right now with the music that they are putting
I think
out?
it's easier to put your feelings into something else than it is to actually deal
Or are
with
they
them.
just in that same mode?
Yeah, I saw a stat yesterday that the biggest suicidal rate right now is between 40 to 50-year-old men.
Right.
So I don't think it's just like a thing between like it's just like once you turn 21, your depression's over. And it's like, let's freaking go. Like, I'm done.
No, but people are sad.
I think it's a thing. Like every generation right now, I think, is like in a suicidal or depression rate. It's higher.
What is causing this though? That's what I don't understand.
There's
well,
like
extreme
isolation right now.
COVID and isolation.
But I know that depression was way big before even Corona was.
I think it's also to do with like the age of social media as well.
Media.
I think that's a big thing to it. Like all the access we have now.
Yeah.
It's also a great thing because it's also a double-edged sword as well. Of like before, like if your friends went and hang out, you didn't see them, you didn't know.
Yeah.
Now they post on Instagram. Like,
and you're like, I know I was left out.
Right
and
now.
there's the
stinger.
Speaking of brain chemicals, the positive ones that are released through like the validation of social media, when you get a like, when you get a DM, when you get all of that. And so you're training your brains for these like quick hits of things basically. And when you're not getting them, it drops. We're having less in-person connection than we've ever had before, especially this year. So many people losing their jobs. Like, I'm not shocked that people are depressed, but what I think when I listen to a song like Driver's License is like, I used to do this. This is going to be such a bummer. It's probably not. I don't think it's a bummer. But I used to do this thing called Sad Movie Sunday. If I ever like really needed to cry, I would just watch like a bummer or a movie that would like really get me. Like, Remember the Titans makes me cry like every time I watch it.
Yeah.
And I liked it because I could.
Time.
Oh, me too.
I just watched Forrest Gump
why.
last night, and that one got me.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Forrest Gump is not a crier. The
And
Notebook is a crier.
It wasn't even crying like in an emotional part. I started crying when he started running.
Well,
I was like,
it's the like endurance
broke
thing,
off
and he's
his-
believing in himself, and he's just going for it.
There's nothing I like more than a good movie that I cry in.
Oh my
it's great,
gosh!
'cause
Have you
it's
seen The
cathartic.
Notebook?
Yes, I've seen The Notebook.
Oh my gosh! When you
like
find
You
out,
love The Notebook, don't you?
Marley and Me
Marley
never
and
made
Me.
me cry. What in the world?
The Notebook. What part makes you cry in the Notebook?
When you find out at the end that the Notebook is actually a story of their love, and that he goes and reads the book.
Have you ever seen?
And then when they die together.
Yes, and when they die together.
Spoiler alert.
What do you mean? It's a very sad movie. That guy is.
Have you ever watched Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't watch that.
But that man is so
traumatized
wholesome.
by that movie. When they were sticking their hands
you want to know
to
the standard
grave,
of the man.
It's so
drowning.
bad. It's so bad.
I'm
There's
Alright,
and by bad I
me
mean
up.
good. But
I
there's
still have
this
that mental image
appeal, in
burned
my
in my head.
opinion, to processing your emotions through something else that I think is relatable. Like a lot of people have like COVID fatigue right now. Like we're just tired of talking about it. We have political fatigue. We're tired of talking about it. We're tired of feeling bad. And so at least when you're thinking about singing about like heartbreak and nostalgia and young love, it's like this, like I can be sad and emotional about this, but it's a different kind of feeling. Like people just want to feel something again, but it's like I want to feel something different that I haven't felt in a while that reminds me of, like you think of the sad season that she's going through, but it reminds you of the happy season that she went through before, and I think it just kind of releases that same thing. And when you cry, it releases oxytocin in your brain, which helps you to actually like calm down and feel less stressed out. Yeah, and it helps the neural pathways open up between your left and right brain. My therapist taught me this. It's like the coolest thing she's ever told me.
It's the connection hormone too.
Yes, it helps you feel closer.
So
helps you calm down. It also, your tear ducts are the only pore in your body that are big enough to release stress hormones. So when you cry, like it literally is, it's the only involuntary response that your body has that's not defensive. It's only there to help you.
Cortisol is the anxiety hormone, which there actually is new research to show that high levels of cortisol can cause health issues.
Yes.
Like different diseases.
Yeah, because it comes out when you're stressed. It's like an adrenaline response.
What was the one you said? Serotonin. That regulates the cortisol.
Yes.
And so it actually improves your health.
Right. And one of the things that releases serotonin is hugs. Physical contact. Petting an
John
animal.
actually just looked it up. It takes a 10-second hug and it releases serotonin inside of your body.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry Bruce.
I read a stat one time talking about why the depression has gone up so much in recent years. Is a big reason to it, I think, is because we're inside so much more now.
Yeah.
And one of the things that helps release serotonin and make you happier is blue light. Now there's two types of blue light.
Oh, I was thinking you were saying vitamin D.
Yeah,
vitamin D. Yes, correct. But blue light is a big thing. And there's just a blue light. There's long.
You get blue light from your computer, don't you?
No, that's short blue light. So short blue light is actually bad for you. Then there's long blue light, which is good for you. And now people are trying to create light bulbs that give off.
Yeah, my mom has one.
Blue light because it helps.
It's called like a hello light.
Yeah, because even like some sunglasses, like Spy Optics, they make sunglasses with, they call them happy lenses, and it protects your eyes from the short blue light, which comes from screens and computers like that. That lets in long blue light, which is supposed to make you happier.
That's so interesting. Well, because I know that like even being outside in the sun for 5 minutes is like enough to really help boost your mood because it's releasing that chemical. But I didn't know that there was something that you could do inside to like simulate the same effect.
Yeah, but if you think about it, we used to be outside way more than we are now.
I personally don't like that we're breaking into this research, though.
Because it allows people to keep staying inside.
Yeah, then I feel like we're creating a bigger problem in the future. And then we're going to end up in a Wall-E scenario.
Right now, go outside and keep listening to it.
Yeah, I just don't want to end up like 200 years from now, everybody's in like a Wall-E scenario.
Right.
Wall-E, it's inevitable.
Scared me. It was like watching Handmaid's Tale. I was like, this could absolutely happen, but it was animated, so it freaked me out even more.
The sad part about Wall-E is it's so realistic and so garbage at the same time. Wall-E is one of the worst movies that Pixar or Disney,
I
whatever.
think that the whole beginning of Wall-E, when he's like falling in love, Hello Dolly part
is so good.
What do you
mean? Why?
What part of it is not like
all of it is garbage?
Moving.
That's my Garbaggio. I think
no, you didn't even make a case.
It was so bad I didn't need a case. I watched the movie when I was like, when did that movie come out? Dunstan? What time did Wall-E come out?
What time?
What time of day?
12:45
p.m.
However old I was around the age of either 6 to 10.
That was a really marked age for you.
Because you have no ability.
2008?
You have no ability to relate with the world.
I was 7 years old when Wall-E came out.
Well, that makes sense.
Give that one a second shot.
Wall-E for sure is probably one of the slower Pixar films.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that a 7-year-old
would not be into
who
it.
just got out of his Pampers wouldn't like like it.
I'm 19 now and I still don't enjoy it.
When have you seen it? When was the last time you saw it?
Sometimes I'd be scrolling.
Right,
when I had COVID.
We're going to do a YouTube watch party coming up. It's going to be a live stream. It's going to be just Cole watching.
Bring your e-groups. Be sure to be in it.
What was that one character? Mo? Was it Mo? What was the one that was always vacuuming up?
They could not even walk. They could not walk. That's scary for me.
That's the point. That's why we're talking about it.
I didn't like it because the characters couldn't walk.
They were so
they were so like
Wally and Eva's relationship was so scary to me as well.
Yeah.
It was quite peculiar.
It was definitely a cautionary tale.
Yes, 100%.
I've never
Where's Wally's
thought
family?
that you could like a cockroach though. They made that cockroach really cute.
I still don't like cockroaches.
I
really can't kill bugs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
cockroaches just really get me.
I don't think I'll like cockroaches because of them. I don't even like the movie, so why would I like cockroaches?
Yeah, well, Cole, you're a biased opinion because you gave it a bad shot. You give it a shot.
Okay.
Try do better.
I mean, I'm not going to say you're going to love it, but I do think that it probably stands up better for adults than it did for kids.
Oh,
have y'all seen the new Pixar Soul?
I also think it's better for adults than for kids.
I haven't watched it yet, so don't spoil it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I've heard the most polarizing or the most divided views on that.
Yeah,
it's either
trash
or it was the most moving.
Yeah,
movie
I thought it was very moving. It kind of reminded me of Inside Out.
Yeah,
you hated it.
No, I loved it.
It was really
you make no sense, dude.
Watch
Wally again. If you're about to tell me you like
Hold
Soul,
on, wait. You cannot compare Soul and Wally.
No. If you're about to tell me you love the depth of Soul, and how it helps you understand the world better, then
I feel as if it doesn't help
again.
you understand the world. It helps you understand like maybe yourself.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
in
a
movie.
appreciating every moment.
That's every movie.
No. This movie Soul, it's like a journey. So you know how like
it's like a journey.
I'll give you a quick.
Name one movie that's not like a journey.
I'll give you a quick.
I'll show you a liar.
No, I'll give you a quick sneak peek into Soul. In the movie Soul, it talks about how like there's a spark in your life, correct? Like hypothetically,
it's called the all spark, all right?
Let's make sure we never get Josiah back. Hypothetically, hypothetically,
we're having tryouts of the podcast next week, guys. Send me your application.
Hypothetically, your spark is like being the creative director, like doing things that creatively.
I'm more than just that.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm not Evan. Hypothetically, your spark is creating, like, doing something creatively that is going to reach a youth somewhere or going to reach somebody somewhere.
I feel a little spark when I hang out with you, actually.
Okay.
Ooh.
When I get
Wait, should we hug for 10 seconds?
Wait, it has to be
hug break.
Wow. 9, 8, 7.
See, 10 seconds feels like an eternity.
5, 4.
But it's good for the
3,
brain.
2.
Now rub each other's backs.
Yeah, rub back. Yeah, that's the best way. That's the best way to end massage. Or
wow. Okay, so that's,
I feel so emotionally regulated.
You guys
right
feel
now.
relaxed.
Very relaxed.
Connected.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I was a little anxious for my coffee, but
on
now
a serious note, though, what is the best Pixar movie?
See, I was gonna say
Soul comment, but yeah,
I love. Did you finish? Were you gonna say something more? Okay.
Yeah.
Finish your.
It's just like the whole premise of the beginning of the movie is talking about a spark, right?
Okay.
For sure. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Essentially, I kind of feel like people do have that pressure. Like, people feel like, oh, I need to figure out my thing. I'm out of high school. I need to figure out what I'm majoring in. That's what the movie kind of hits on. It's like, what is your spark? But then towards the end, it finds out that his spark isn't even his spark.
Oh, well, just go ahead and spoil it for me.
No, it'll be fine.
No, wait, if you still, I did not spoil it.
I think it's a calling versus passion argument. Is
yes.
Yeah, and it's crazy that like this Disney movie is allowing kids to feel that, because in a lot of movies they never really hit on that. They always hit on like.
Said it was meant for older audience.
I think it resonates more with people who have already.
Hit harder.
But you think a younger audience could also
appreciate.
Yeah, like I watched it with my niece and nephew who are 3 and 1, and they did not. They were not into it. But anyone like over the age of like 10 would probably love it.
One thing that I did.
Pixar was the first to master it being a timeless and limitless age group. Like you could watch it from age 5, unless you're Cole. Watch from age 5 all the way to age 45.
I feel like I could be a Disney prince. Totally off topic.
I love it.
Yo, put my man.
Wait, which prince would you be of all the
Disney? If you're listening,
they gotta make me a new one.
Yeah.
New one.
A new one.
And you can say a prince the whole time.
The whole time. I don't have to go out of my own body. I can be myself.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, if they ask me to take my nose,
Prince is a mentality. Yeah. That's what I've heard. But we'll make it also a reality for you.
Boom.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if we have anything that could like top that statement right there to proceed.
It's a good place to land the plane right there.
That is a good place to land the plane. You
Disney,
know,
you heard it here first.
As you go throughout your week, keep in mind, this is a mentality.
This is a great discussion. This is probably our best one out of the 2 weeks.
Out
of you know, we've got a huge lineup of 2 podcasts. This is the best one so far.
It's hard to beat, you know.
Go watch all of our other 1 podcasts.
Be sure to share this one in the other one, because we have so many. But thank you. Have a great week. Just know, Prince is a mentality.
Prince mentality. We'll see you next week.
Let's go.
Bye.
Youth Nation.
Youth Nation.